Hello again, and thank you for tuning into our program. Come along as I tackle another case of mystery and intrigue, gathering clues and information along the way. Meet some lowlifes and good friends as I discover the truth of this situation. I am William Nickels, Private Investigator. Welcome back to part 3 of our story, No Picket Fences. Previously, Detective Eddie, myself, and my secretary Penny got a distressing phone call from a very upset Donna, who informed us that she had killed someone. So Detective Eddie and I were heading to the shades to investigate. Donna was waiting for us with Susie in the empty lot of the non-existent diner. Her head was down, shuffling the gravel with her worn-out tennis shoe. Susie gave her a tug on her shirt, and she looked up. As we drive up and get out of the car, Susie walked away. There was no quirky, hey gumshoe from Donna today.
Mr. Nichols, I am really sorry. It's across those lots over there by the fence.
As we walked, I thought about when I was a young kid and was first told, it's called the fence, not just a fence. The fence separated two worlds back then, when Shady Lane was the bright, bubbly, cheerful neighborhood of the past, and the scrapyard city. A city of rusted, unidentifiable pieces of metal, dented barrels, smashed glass, twisted cars, broken, splintered pieces of wood, and waxed cardboard. The fence in the residential and public areas is pleasant, made up of well-maintained wooden planks, 16 feet high with barbed wire across the top. Not an eyesore, and for some reason, there was no graffiti, as though it seems to hold a higher standard and has more respect than the other fences or walls. There are just some Burma shave signs on it that you can see as you head out of town. As you head away from the residential areas, not as tall as the wooden fence, there is chain link with multiple strands of barbed wire starting at the bottom and goes 2 strands over the top. This part of the fence is near the old factories that are now no longer in operation. Now away from the public eye, the portrait of the fence is more menacing. It may just be stacked crushed cars 5 or 6 high, twisted tractor trailers, mangled grain silos, and the smashed or rusted train cars. Doesn't sound impressive for a scrapyard. But when you think of the force it takes to make them look like that, it makes your hair stand on end. When I was a kid, and also when I was trying to make it on my own, I would deliver scrap from the factories. The proud owner, old man Reuben Phelps, would say,
"Remember, kid, there is not one bit of trash on this place. This isn't the city dump."
Over here, I have my own door. The 2 of you should fit. Mr. Scrappy made it for me so I wouldn't have to go all the way around to the front gate.
Donna moved aside 2 boards and pulled out the middle board. It made an archway into this twisted, metal otherworld. Isn't that something? Wouldn't know there was a door. Eddie and I stopped for a moment before going in, Eddie being sure he had his notepad and that his pen worked. Eddie said, "The owners go way back. I think they started as a trading post, then a staging area for the railroad when it began. The families, the Phelps and Gibsons, have a reputation with the department. It's hard to word it. It's not that they were downright criminals, but they were not always law-abiding. Now that you're pulling my leg, you're not talking Robin and his merry band of men? I remember some of the stories Reuben told me about the family, but I didn't know it went that far back. Somewhat, according to the stories from the detective that trained me that was passed down the line, there were women too. Why didn't I hear about it when I worked at the department? It's only talked about with the higher-ups, and there hasn't been any issues with them." I said, "Didn't you find that strange?" The Gibson Phelps family looked out for those less fortunate, and we will leave it at that. I remember this being the scrap drop-off point for the war. Did they find loopholes in the rationing system? Eddie said, they were never caught during the rum running days either. Not sure if the department is on the up and up on that one. Donna coughed and caught our attention, standing with her hands on her hips.
Hey, why are the two of yous whispering? I can hear you. Scrappy and my grandma told me stories too. They said you help those who deserve it. If Scrappy was a bad person, I wouldn't be here. Are the two of you ready to go in?
Eddie and I followed Donna through the wooden archway to the scrapyard world. Donna pointed to her right. Eddie and I made our way around some broken shipping pallets, and laying on some crushed, waxed cardboard boxes with one piece of cardboard flapping in the light breeze, you caught a glimpse of a body, and by the feet, a bright yellow lawn dart. Eddie started writing down notes. I said, Donna, is that your lawn dart?
Yes. I didn't mean for it to happen. That dart had a cracked fin in it, and it flies funny. Mr. Nickels, I don't want to go to jail, but I knew I had to tell somebody. I don't want Mr. Scrappy to get in trouble either.
Donna, you know I'm a detective with the police department. Can you tell me when you were playing lawn darts?
Yes, I remember you, Detective Eddie. We played lawn darts after our morning scrap swap. Then after lawn darts, it's street hockey. Then lunch. I didn't mean for this to happen. I might have threw the dart a little bit too hard. I am really sorry.
Donna, you are not going to jail. Your lawn dart didn't kill him. It only helped to discover he was here. When were you here last before today?
Really? I'm not going to jail? Oh, I am so happy. Let me think. Last weekend, Sunday evening, Scrappy was helping me with my math homework. I didn't see him there then.
I said, do you know who he might be?
If you take away the squishy gross look and add parts that are missing, I think it might be Flip. Kind of smells like Flip.
That is how we know that you didn't kill him. He has been here longer than a few hours.
Ew.
Eddie said. Donna, so this guy was pretty smelly to begin with?
Not always, but lately you could smell him before you saw him. I guess you get that way from sleeping in ditches, I guess.
Oh, really? I will make a note of that. Where is Mr. Phelps' office from here? I would like to talk to him and use his phone.
Mr. Scrappy or Mr. Phelps' office is by the front gate. Follow me, I'll show you. I know a shortcut.
Donna ran ahead while Eddie and I looked for clues. But the wind had blown the fine dust of the scrapyard smooth. The place smells of rust and rotted wood. Reuben Phelps would drain the fluids from junk machines and resell it. I run a scrapyard, not an oil pit, he said.
This shortcut is easier. It's over here. Instead of going all the way around the outside of the fence or taking the dirt road all the way around the scrapyard. It's like a tunnel. It stays drier when it rains. You don't want to be here after a rain.
The shortcut was an underpass with scrap metal and vehicle body parts as the bridge above. The wind in the metal making creaking, moaning sounds like the tunnel was alive and breathing. Donna, is this safe?
It wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Scrappy is always telling me to be careful and watch out for things and to tell him about things if I see something that doesn't look right.
Eddie and I looked at each other in agreement and went in. And that was the end of Act 3, a mystery story featuring William Nickels, Private Investigator, called The Fence. Join us for the fourth part called The Scrapyard. Thank you very much for listening. Please remember to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment. and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. This has been a Radio Static production, and thus ends our broadcast day.